welcome back to another weather video. In today's video, we're going to be updating you guys on the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic with three storms we have to talk about. Two of them not make any type of U.S. landfall or impact, like I said, and we also have two storms out in the Atlantic that are not going to make any type of, effect towards the United States. This one has a 20% forming in the next 7 days, and 50% for the next 7 days of disturbance 1 and disturbance 2. Here we are, we got Garrett right here, gonna die off, not really gonna affect anything or anyone, just gonna die off into the air. Franklin, we are gonna have some impacts towards Haiti and Bermuda, Carolina coast, Virginia, Maryland, and South Carolina coast probably could get some waves off the storm from Franklin because it might come a little closer to the United States than expected, but not gonna expect any type of rain off it. Not really hardly any type of wind, just a little bit of waves for the surfers. And here's hurled going into the Gulf of Mexico, and you guys can see Gary currently is on its way to making landfall as I make this video as a tropical storm. Like I said, you guys can see a low tropical storm, very weak tropical storm. Like I said, the winds, the movement is northwest, or west north, my bad. 18 knots at 21 miles an hour. So very fast moving storm. So whoever's expecting this in the Texas and Mexico area is definitely going to be moving very fast for you guys. This is probably only going to be about like a 7-8 hour storm for most of the people. Like I said, we're only seeing max winds 50 miles an hour. So definitely gusty winds up to 50 miles an hour. You could occasionally see more in those little lines, sprawl lines. But that's everything we're covering right now. And we do have a little bit to talk because there's going to potentially be another storm that we have to keep an eye on. Maybe potentially being in Category 1. It is within 10 days, 9 days from now. A lot of the Europeans are starting to pick up on it. The European has been picking up on it the last few runs. The CMC, but the only one that has not picked up on it was the good old GFS. And the GFS does not like to agree with the European whatsoever. That's just how it works. The GFS likes to disagree with all the models and then jump aboard like a day before, it starts to get closer to land. So here's the track to Gerald, and you guys can see depression. You guys can see it's going to be a very fast moving storm towards the back of Texas by tomorrow morning. Like I said, going to be a depression, a lot of rain, no wind expected definitely. We do have a few tropical storm warnings and watches for the parts of Texas and probably parts of Mexico. We cannot see it because the National Hurricane Center does not cover that on that side. So there's that, and you guys can see if you guys are wondering, this is Mike's weather page right here. Credits down to home below. Here's like I said, here's the wind probability, wind force speed. You guys can see August 27th, or 22nd, not 27th. But like I said, not much to expect from the storm now. We're definitely starting to quiet down with the storm, but we do have a few things to watch out, and that's really what this video is about, just a few things to watch about. Here's also that cone for Franklin, and you guys can see currently, we're expecting it to be a hurricane around Sunday of next week. And you guys can see we still have some tropical storm warnings and watches of parts of the islands. Haiti, just great. Almost missing Puerto Rico. They got lucky on that one again this year, or with the storm. And you guys can see as it makes its way towards Bermuda, it's going to get the cone spans out a little bit more because that's where the models become uncertainty. I like to just put it at 3 days because that's more convenient, and you guys can see it kind of tricks your mind. You think it's going to do something like this. A lot of the models are picking up on something like this and then do something like that. So it's definitely closer to the Carolina coast than you guys think it is. Definitely not to cause any type of rain or any type of, maybe a little teeny bit of rain, maybe a little breeze. But that's basically it for it. But not much, like I said. But we're going to look at some stuff for the future to see what we're going to expect in the future for the storms. So we're going to look at tropical tidbits. So we're going to look at, excuse me, if we click on this. So we're going to look at the GFS first. GFS does not really pick up on it, but you know, it's the GFS. So you guys can see, here we are. Well, the GFS in fact does pick up on it. It just picks it up on it very late. When I say very late, it picks up on it like 8 days after the European CMC. But as we play it, you guys can see, that's what I'm talking about. It gets very close to the Carolina coast. We're talking about maybe within a 700-800 mile range, which is definitely enough to cause a lot of wind. So you guys can see we have a lot of things that spin off the African coast. You know, it tries to get started up. It's going to get quiet for a minute. But here we are, September 5th. And this is the storm I'm talking about right here. Like I said, the European, this is not for sure, you know, but the alarm models have been picking up on this one particularly. The GFS stops about, you can see, a lot of models have been green within right here. But like I said, that's still about a good 10 to 15 days out. But the idea is that the storm is going to be around between August 31st to September 7th. Between those days, the European picks on it. CMC European pick up on it a lot sooner than the GFS. Yeah, we'll show you guys some ensembles to show you guys what the bunching and what to look for. So we're going to look at the European now, and we take a look at the European real fast, and we're going to take a look at the CMC. So European real fast, and you guys can see, we look at the EC fast, and you guys can see, it also kind of picks up on it too, with 72 hours. And this one, we're going to actually go to 00Z because, you know, this one only goes out, I believe, 86 hours for the 6Zs, the 00Zs, and 12Zs go out 100 or 240. So you guys can see, here it is, and you guys can look around. This is going to be the storm. So it's showing it's going to pick up some type of development around maybe August 29th. So within the next probably 8 days, it's going to pick up some type of development. And we play it for you guys. You can see that the European right here is going to pick up on it, making some type of landfall around the Louisiana / Alabama / Florida area. And there you go. So now the CMC does pick up on the same exact thing, but it picks up on something way different. It picks up on it as a stronger storm. If we actually play it for you guys, I'm just gonna play it in the rain, so you guys can see that's currently right now as we play it for you guys. Makes its way over here, and if we play it right here, so it's gonna make its way over here. It's gonna be more of the Florida area, kind of writing that. It's definitely interesting because the CMC has been right about some storms this year. It's been surprising. The GFS has been everywhere with storms, which is typical. You know, I don't know why it does this. The GFS doesn't want to cooperate with all the other models, especially when it's kind of a little irritating when they especially dump a lot of money into the GFS and it still cannot get a storm right. It's pretty sad. So I kind of disregard the GFS a lot. Now sometimes I will, you know, sometimes it does start a trend, you know, and it just needs help and other models help to like get it there. And sometimes I will show a trend, but the GFS has not been really good with that as of right now this year. Last year it did start getting a little bit better. I know it takes some time for it to warm up, which is crazy. But the European and the European CMC GFS have been picking up on this. So I am pretty sure this is gonna happen. We're like 90, we'll say about 70% sure. You guys can see right here, even the same landfall spots for the European. You can't kind of see what the pressure is gonna be because of the 1,000. So the CMC picks up on it as a tropical storm, which I do expect it to be a tropical storm. But if it rides its way over here, you guys could definitely see it might even strengthen into something else as it's halfway on land, halfway on water. So we're going to play that, and I'm actually going to zoom it in for you guys. So let's see, zoom in for you guys, and say, okay, zoom in, please interact and zoom. If I zoom it in for you guys, because it's going to get very confusing right in that area, so we're going to zoom in, update plot. Let's see, zoom out. I think we'll be okay. There we go, it's better. So you guys can see, I'm going to play this out. We're gonna try to go around the 31st, definitely, when we start to see some type of format. So, like I said, this is the European ensembles. Definitely. Now, there is a lot of bunching. That's the problem with this. That's why we're not 100% sure. So, here we are. This is around the 31st. So, around when it's saying it's going to probably make some type of landfall. But you can see the span is going to be from, like I said, Louisiana, Alabama, to Florida. And then we have some outliers right here, which could definitely be a possibility still. You know, there's still some models, some runs that are showing that. But you can definitely see a lot of runs start to pick up on this. Now, what's curious and very, um, very interesting that there's a lot of bunching. Like, when we see landfall, there's not that much bunching. But if we come over here, where we are on the East Coast, there's a lot of bunching. Now, it's not as good as, something like this, where it's pretty certain that's going to happen. But there's definitely a lot of bunching within that time span, and definitely something to watch out with the storm, because I'm not going to say it's going to become a Category 1, because that's very uncertain. I'm not even going to say it's going to make some type of landfall towards the United States. That's very uncertain still. We're still within the 9-day range of potential landfall or any type of U.S. landfall or impact. So that's the update on the video today, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, share this video. Leave comments down below if you got any questions. Leave any recommendations. I'm open for recommendations. Leave any websites that you guys are curious if I could use to make the weather video better. Definitely be appreciated. Until next time, guys.